We got the Boox Palma, what, a little over a year ago? And now we get the Boox Palma 2. Does this 2 make sense? Is it really a 2 or is it a Boox Palma 1.5? I don't know. It's hard to say until you use it, but on the surface, it seems like just a subtle refresh. I'm curious y'all's thoughts on the differences before we open the box, before we sway based on actual usage. What do you guys think? Let's go ahead and turn this on. It does go to sleep when you don't use it, which is nice because it conserves battery. Jen says, agree, it's a refresh. I think you're probably right. The other interesting thing this time around, and this may have existed before, but I never had one, is there's a cover. Let's actually take a look at that because I think that's kind of interesting. And I guess one other note about the Boox Palma regular. I have Niagara running on mine, so this is not the default OS. This is just this ultra minimalist thing that I thought was kind of cool. So I can go in here. This should be Readwise Reader. Yeah, so that'll be Readwise Reader. And then I've got Kindle books on here. Yes, this is, what am I reading right now? Here, let's do this. Let's focus. There you go. So that is kind of the sharpness to expect. Alexander says, let's see if they'll come out with a color ink version. The second version is more about the fingerprint and processing power. Yeah, I'm not sure I want a color version of this device. Like, I think the thing I really like about it is the fact that it's pretty sharp. So let's see, manual, there we go. So if like I were to bring this up close, assuming it will focus. What I like about, there's a minimum focus distance. So let's go like right there. What I really love about this device is it's very sharp. And you just can't really get that in color ink yet. Where's my Remarkable Paper Pro? So if I switch to, let's grab like a playlist document. So here, so this is Remarkable Paper Pro. Will it focus? It will not, please. There we go. So this is color ink, and in my opinion, this is the best color ink that currently exists. And it's not quite as sharp as the Palma. It's good, but it's not Palma sharpness good. So here, let's do the same thing with the Palma. Try and get you really close. Just black and white ink is of a higher quality than what we currently have on color. All right, let's bring the Palma back. We can get the Paper Pro out of here. Dustin says, I love the Palma 2. I'd love if it had SIM capabilities. I'd totally switch over and make it my cell phone. Agreed. I hypothesized when we got this device that the next version of it would have a SIM card. And unfortunately, well, I don't know about unfortunately, but that's not the case. And I wish it were, but it's just not. Now let's see, what is it? What else do we have going on here? Alexander says, how about a pen? Yeah, Pen would be interesting, but no Wacom digitizer on either of these. All right, let's take a look at this cover. Little clasp. Let's turn autofocus on. You know, Bluetooth remotes could get better. So it's a rubberized, it's a rubber-like material. It's sealed on this far side. It's got a spot for the camera. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not the highest quality thing I've ever seen, but it's not the worst quality thing either. This magnet clasp is kind of cool. Let's see. Will the original Palma fit in it? Yes, it will. And I think technically on the case, it just says Palma cover. So I don't think this is specific to the Palma 2. I think the outer dimensions are identical between the two devices. So that is that. Let's take a quick look at the specs. So if we go over here, what are we expecting? So new generation of Boox mobile e-paper, distraction-free device. Big change here is the fingerprint reader. We get an upgrade to the Android version. So the Palma 1 is running Android 11. This one's running Android 13. I don't think the white existed, or at least I never had the white. I'm pretty sure this one is going to be a white one. That stuff's all the same. Fingerprint reader is different. Actually, I'm curious. Do you guys care about the fingerprint reader? I don't want to taint you with my opinion, but does this change your opinion of the device, the fact that it has a fingerprint reader? Let's see. Highlight, annotate. Annotate's a little bit of a stretch. You can type notes. Show a little pencil icon here, but there's no pen input. And then their software has AI assistant. I'm pretty sure the Palma base model also has that. Yes, there are microphones. Yes, there are speakers. The to-do list use case is a pretty good one. I found myself entering a lot of to-dos from my bed. I think of things when I'm about to fall asleep. I could add those easily from the Palma. My favorite thing to do with this device is if I'm going somewhere and I think there might be downtime, I like the Palma because I can just throw it in my pocket. I don't have to bring like my full Kindle Oasis, which is not cumbersome, but if I'm just doing like an everyday carry where I don't have a bag with me, I can bring the Palma in places I wouldn't bring the Kindle Oasis. It says water repellent. I didn't know about that. Okay, so this is interesting. So let's switch over. So if I go over here, where is OBS? So, okay, so if we go here to the Palma, what I think is interesting is they talk about this being water resistant, but mine's got a little chip in it. It didn't come this way. This is definitely something I did. But I'm pretty sure once it has that little chip, no longer going to actually be water resistant. So I would just be careful about that. Like this seal is not like particularly rubberized. Oh, actually I just made this worse. Okay, so this is fun little science. So I took my fingernail, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I took my fingernail, and when you put your fingernail near that edge, this plastic is brittle. So if you're looking at this for fingerprint, if you're looking at this for waterproof, be careful, because the second that happens, probably not waterproof anymore. Anyway, this is a Palma 1. No idea about Palma 2. But, yeah, something to know. I didn't expect that I would chip that further. Anyway, be careful about that. All right, let's go back to this document. What else is in here? Speaker, light sensor, microphone. That's all the same. Micro SD slot. Yes, there was a micro SD slot on the other one. Camera is unchanged. I didn't really like the camera on the original one. I kind of wish they would have upgraded that a little bit. They like claim it as a document scanner, and I'm not quite sure that the quality is there to be a proper document scanner. All right, and then the side-by-side specs. Same. Fingerprint scanner. Same. New version of Android. This is noteworthy. This gives you a bit more longevity. 11 versus 13, and then everything else is the same. So, initial thoughts before I opened it are, if you're going to buy one today, you probably want this one. Unless you're ultra price sensitive, I think the Palma 2 is probably the one you want, mostly because of this. This is the reason. All right. What's everyone saying in chat? Fingerprint reader is useful? Okay. When going one-handed during morning travel and public transit? Okay. Yeah, I see that. And then Dustin says it does have a better CPU. Interesting. Okay. Dustin, do you know what they actually changed about the CPU? I have no idea. I'm genuinely curious. Okay, let's get that out of there. All right, let's take a look. Let's go ahead and switch to main. And let's see what's in this thing. So, yeah, all the same stuff there. I should grab a knife. Hold on one second. So Maria asks, since you have both, can you maybe check the CPU speed specs? Maybe use CPU Z on both and see the difference. Yeah, if there's time. If there's time, we can give it a go. All right. Moment of truth. Okay. Not that this matters, but I like the paper texture that they chose on this. It's more papery than I thought it would be. Again, you experience this once. This doesn't matter, but it's a nice feel thing. All right, what else is in this box? Your USB A to C. Nice and thick cable. Like some good shielding on that. Don't know that I'll ever use it, but it's a decent quality cable in the box. And I don't think we need that anymore. Okay, let's take a look. So I think this is saying app switcher. This is interesting. This is silver this time around. The SD slot. Volume up, volume down, power. Let's go ahead and press the power button. And then I don't know what that icon's trying to insinuate. Oh, here we go. Brandon is not smart enough to open the box. See what they look like side by side. Here, I will set this to manual focus. Is that readable? I love that it now has English as the default. Appreciate you. Definitely read both of those. I'm not in Chicago time. That all looks good. This can go a little longer. Maybe 10. And then turn off after 2 days is my preferred. Multitasker there. Home in the middle. I won't keep e-ink center there, but that's fine for now. I don't want that. I do want that. Turn on, please. Thank you. Okay, so let's turn this on. And I still have the base launcher in here somewhere. Let me see this. If I scroll down, Onyx launcher. What does this look like? Okay, it is different. So they did, oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was out of focus. Let's try this. All right, manual focus. Oh, Linked said, I just joined. The one on the right is the Palma 2. Yes, Palma 1, Palma 2. So this one's a little over a year old. And this one I literally just opened. Just opened the box. So let's do a quick visual inspection. Looks the same, Feel-wise, the same. Again, this one's got some wear and tear on it. Not physical wear and tear, but just like it's been worn in from use. Looks the same, except for the SIM card slot. Top's the same. Sorry, you guys can't really see that. I have to take my word for it. Fingerprint reader. Major difference there. And then your serial numbers on the side. And then on the bottom, all exactly the same. And then for those who just joined, something I was commenting on is they're talking about water resistance on these devices. And they probably do come from the factory water resistant, but I've had some chipping on mine just through normal use. And then when I was showing that earlier, I put my fingernail there and managed to chip the bottom a little bit more. So this plastic seems to get a little brittle, at least on the Palma 1. I'll take a look at it on the Palma 2 once we really get in there. So, and someone asked, what launcher do you have on the Palma 1? That was Niagara, but this is now the Onyx launcher. And for the most part, they look the same. So like if I were to get rid of this search widget, I don't need the time. The time's up here. I don't need it again. Front and center. They did change this. Hold on. Or did I get rid of the dock? Hold on. I think the dock might be here. All right. Maybe I can't dock. Okay, so the dock must be new. Either that or I'm just not very bright. Could be either. And what happens if I swipe to the right? Okay, so there's like a widget set up here. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, this feels like an Android change. Snappy though. Feels good. No issues there. I think overall feels pretty decent. I do like the white color. All right, how do I set up this fingerprint reader? So Link says, I feel like the dock was there before. I do too, but I don't remember how to get it. Don't remember how I had that. Yeah, I think you're right, Linked, but my brain has atrophied how to do it. Let's put a little bit of front light on this, because why don't I have a swipe gesture? Oh, there it is. So, do you want, oh, not blue though. Does that seem similar? This is interesting. On the white one, you kind of see the illumination around the edge, which I never noticed on the black one. Hold on. Okay. This feels different. No. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Autofocus. So if you look down the edge, there's not like really a gap here. But if you look down the edge of this one, sorry, how do I show you this? On the white one, you can kind of see under the outer edge. It's that little like slot of black. It's not an issue, but like, and you see like this kind of illumination around the edge. It's just different. Not necessarily better, not necessarily worse, but does anyone have a white Palma 1? Do you get this little glow around the bezel? I didn't see it until I turned the light on. So here, if I turn the light off. Yeah. It's only when the light's on that you see it. So the second I turn the light on, I get this little like glow. Can you guys see that on the stream? How like the white edge kind of lights up? It's kind of cool, actually. But yeah, you can definitely see down the edge. So you can see like a little black gap where the screen ends that I don't see on the black one. And that might just be the nature of black on black, is that you wouldn't notice that. Sorry, needed to sneeze. Hopefully that didn't blow out your ears. Okay. And so Link said, yeah, you can see the white glow on the Palma 1 white. So that's just nature of it being a white device. All right, let's install some stuff on it. So someone was asking about the fingerprint reader. Let's see, how do we set this up? No, not a kid. Not anymore, unfortunately. All right, what does the smart button do? Oh, this is this one. So currently it's for full refresh. You can do AI Assistant with double click. Here, let me put this on manual focus again. Why are Bluetooth remotes so crap? There we go. And then on long press, it does nothing. What can I set that to? Is there anything good in here? What do you guys set your long press button to? What do I have it on over here? They call it something different in the settings. I forgot where it is. Function button. They call it function button over here. Full refresh, previous page, next page. Okay, so let's set up the same thing. So on double click, we'll go previous page, Is that different than previous chapter? Oh no, previous page. There we go. Previous page. This one will be next page. It does feel snappier. The other thing I'm noticing is the UI. All right, this is super nitpicky. They use double borders, like double thick borders for everything in this one, and they use single borders on this one. And it just seems sharper and cleaner. Everything is semi-bold on the Android 11 version, and the text is much more refined. Good job. Getting some better UI on Boox devices. We appreciate that. Okay, fingerprint reader. How do we set this up? Security. Fingerprints. Set a lock screen password. Password resetting is not supported. Please keep track of your password. Okay, hold on. Off screen. Okay, we have a password now. Fingerprints. All right, one more time. Okay, the password is in. Add a password. All right, so while we're doing this, I think I'm doing it. What am I doing wrong? Oh, wait. Okay. Now it's doing it. System UI isn't responding. Lovely. Okay, now it's working. So Linked says, I think that the better UI is just due to Android material. Perhaps. The system hanging on password generation is not a good showing. Fingerprint setup timed out. Gross. Okay. No, I don't want to stop and edit, but it says it timed out. This is not a good experience. So fingerprint setup timed out. Try again. Leave. Are you sure you don't want to do this? Yeah, I do want to do it. So let me go ahead and try it again. It's working better this time. Maybe. All right. Can I verify it? Seems to like it. All right, so let's go in and let's try and unlock it. All right, so on the third attempt, so let's try this again. We'll go in here. We'll try to, okay, it worked that time. So don't unlock it, just lay your finger on it. I think the issue was that I tried to press it. It's just, maybe it's a learning thing of like, I just needed to learn how to do it. But yes, if you just lay your thumb on it, it seems to work. It's pretty snappy, actually. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, sometimes it feels magic, and then other times it just doesn't work. So like, it'll vibrate saying that it recognizes that my thumb is on it, but then it doesn't always unlock. So like, that time it didn't unlock. That time it didn't unlock. That time it unlocked. So like, it's just kind of fiddly. Again, maybe it's a learning thing on my part of like, eventually I'll muscle memory how to make it unlock, but I don't know. What do you guys think? It is nice to have it though. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but like, I do not run a password on my Palma 1, and so I don't really have to deal with any of this. But if you're a person who does run a password on this device, then this alone is worth the difference in price. Because if you are dead set on running a password, this is a much better experience than typing in a password. But look, three presses to get it to unlock. So why is the time wrong? Hold on. All right, where's clock? More settings? Date time. New York, US. Unless I'm in the twilight zone, it is not 2:11 a.m. Oh, you know what it is? I haven't connected to Wi-Fi yet. Hold on. Let's connect to Wi-Fi. All right, one moment. All right, we are now connected to Wi-Fi. Will the time update? That was loud. My router is like, a new device has joined your network. It's not Monday 10:21. Where's this time coming from? If I turn it off, will it get the correct time? Let's see. Should probably also check for updates. It's probably not a bad idea. All right, what else are you guys curious about while we wait for this to turn on? What do you guys want to know about it? Oh, I still need to put in a pin. Can't use my thumb initially. That's not surprising. There we go. The time is still wrong. And I'm not sure why. Okay, so toggling automatically set fixed it, but that's a bug. They should fix that. Already on latest firmware version. Okay. So let's go in. What are they showing us by default? Document scanning, library, calendar, AI assistant. So let's check out the document scanning. Let me see if I have anything that's not ultra personal. Let me see. Way too small. Okay, this is incredibly unrealistic that this will work, but let's give it a shot anyway. So can we document scan this FCC document? My guess is no, like that it'll be unusable. Okay, why do I need to give it a name? Can you focus? There we go. So it wants me to name the document. Wants me to take a photo, edit, generate. Okay. So we're going to take the photo. Next. So this is the document. Let's go to next. We can export it as a PDF. Let's do that. So let's do an image PDF and let's see what it looks like. We're going to say okay. Now, oh, hold on. I want to go back. Can I share it from here in a meaningful way? So abstract asks, can you write on this device or just read? Just read. All right, so I can Bluetooth or print. None of those are great options at the moment. What is the best way? Can I plug this in? Let me see something. Where's my handy USB-C to C cable? I think I can just plug this in. Just have to send it to the file system. All right, give me a moment and we'll pull up my files and we'll get this straight. All right, so theoretically, let me switch the screen over. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Yes, okay. So theoretically, that file should go somewhere on here. Where does it go when I export it? Export as an image. It goes to scan. And so theoretically, I should be able to grab these two documents, copy them, and paste them. Let's see. No, I have to drag them. So we're going to drag these over. And pull this over here. Let's take a look and see what they look like. What do you guys think? it's readable, but I wouldn't exactly call it the most beautiful thing. Now, this is a tiny, tiny document, so not a big deal, but definitely on the small side. Here's one more. This is the PDF. If I were to like zoom in on this, yeah, it's not great. Again, this is a huge stress test. I think a normal size document, this would probably be okay, but not perfect. All right, let's switch back to the main screen. So we'll unplug that. Okay, so Alex says, is it a phone? No, it's not a phone. It doesn't have cellular. So really good if you don't want phone-like things, or if you have a phone that you can Wi-Fi bridge to. So when I was camping, I'd have my phone in my pocket, and then I would use this one to read. And the e-ink screen is really nice, especially outdoors for reading. So I really like that. But yeah, I wish it had cellular. I really thought the second version was going to get cellular. It didn't, unfortunately. Izoni says, seems like a lot of work to get that image to something usable off the device. Yes, but only because I haven't hooked up email. So once I have email, I can do that. If I have Google Drive installed on it, I can share. Like, so from this screen, you'll be able to share. Well, theoretically, I don't know why it says failed. Yeah, I don't know. There's bugs. But usually you could go up here and just go to the share sheet, and anything that you can share to in Android would work there. So not normally as tedious as what I just showed, but because I haven't fully set it up yet. Yeah, definitely tedious at the moment. All right. So RJ Martinez says, good so far. You? Yeah. Again, I think it's a Palma. It's a new Palma. It's not necessarily significantly different. Again, if you're going to run a password, then having this would be really nice. If you're not running a password, they're pretty similar, except for you get Android 13 over on the Palma 2. And the UI upgrades there are pretty nice. I really like that about it. All right, let's set up. Let's check out Kindle. I think it's going to be identical to Kindle on the Palma 2. But we need to get Google Play Store. All right, I'm blind. Where's the play? Oh, it's down here. Okay, so someone asked, can you use the fingerprint sensor to log in? And it looks like, yes, it is integrated. All right, so I'm going to go log in. I'll be right back. Chat amongst yourselves. One moment. right. So we are logged in. And I don't know about you guys, but it's a little small. Let's see, what does it look like over here? Did I change the font size? So we're going to want Kindle. All right, why aren't you loading? Yeah, I made it bigger over here. Let's get Readwise Reader. If I search for a reader, will it get me there these days? Let's see. They're on the list. Let's see, what else do we want? I ran Obsidian for a bit. I don't know that... I don't have a good sync setup for Obsidian, and I really don't use it on the go. Do you guys use Obsidian on the go? I exclusively use it on my computer. Oh, why does it say beta? I didn't mean to pick beta. Maybe there's only a beta version on here. That's interesting. I didn't realize that they weren't considering this public release yet. So let's go in here. Let's log into Kindle. So linked, it does appear that the Fingerprint reader is integrated into Android because it prompted me for it. Skip tutorial. Okay. I do not need notifications from Kindle. And I haven't set one password up on this, so I'm gonna have to manually log in. All right, one more login. So that was cool. I was able to do one-time password from Kindle and log in quickly, which was nice. So these are the default settings. Let's go in here. Books. Squeeze this up a little bit. All right, I did something on this one to make it read cleaner. I have to check my e-ink settings. So here, I'll try and give you an up close of what I mean by this. So like the text looks sharper on the left, and also the highlighting looks less grainy on the left. So I've tweaked my e-ink settings along the way. What did I run? See if we can figure out my old e-ink settings. This will serve as like a mini ink center tutorial for this device. Okay, so there's the difference. So this one's running on ultra fast, which does exactly what its name implies, but doesn't look as good. So let's turn off that. Let's turn off that. Set it to Regal. Is there anything in the ... I have a little bit of an animation filter for the page turn. I guess I could have typed this in, but whatever. Close enough. I think that all looks good. Something that always throws me off here is I don't think you can go back in e-ink center. So like you end up having to go out of it, which is really annoying. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. So Nozoni says, I'm looking for something ultra portable when traveling or commuting. So really interested in the reading look. Yeah, reading quality on this is really good. So let me see if I can get my, I think that's probably the right size. Now, where did my page go? Well, it's not exactly the right size, or else they would match. Go down just a scooch. Sorry, this pinch is not exactly ultra precise. I think you can also change this in settings. Oh no, page 41, go back. So if I go in here, yeah, there you go. I think that's as close as it's gonna get. I think the quality's good. So here, I'll give you a close-up. All right. Yeah. Text quality on the Palma is excellent. It's on par with my Kindle Oasis. I have no issues with the clarity on this device. Here, can I get closer? Yeah, looks great. Ultra sharp. Really love it. It's my favorite part about this device, is being able to be on the go, to be able to one-hand it and read and it not hurt my eyes. Not that I really have eye strain, but like there's something about reading 300 pixel per inch reflective. And then the other thing I like to do is when I'm reading in bed, oh, is this one not on auto rotate? So you would go up here to the top, turn on, just swipe. Oh, there it is. I'm blind. So if I turn on auto rotate, then you can turn it like this. Really great little reading device. Again, my use case for this device is I'm going somewhere, like my daughter's swim meet, where I may have downtime, but I may also be being social with folks. And so I don't want to bring something big. I don't want to bring a Kindle Oasis. I definitely don't want to bring something the size of like a Remarkable. I do not want this when I'm going to a swim meet because it's just something I need to carry. This I can throw in my pocket and I don't even know it's there. Like it's really not an issue. So I think that's a really cool use case for this device. And I think it's probably the best thing like this now. With that said, there is something else on the horizon. So let's switch back over to my screen. Can you guys see my screen? You can. All right. The thing on the horizon that you should know about. This thing. This is the Light Phone 3, which is different. It's not the same thing. The Light Phone 2 was an e-ink device that was designed to be this ultra minimal thing that will replace your iPhone. For those who the iPhone or your Android phone is just constantly pulling you in. This is designed to be a device like the Palma that you can carry, but this actually does cellular. Doesn't use e-ink this time around. So the original two light phones were both e-ink. This one uses OLED, and then it's got a filter on it to make it seem more like e-ink, even though it's not actually e-ink. So I think once this comes out, then the Palma has more competition. But as of right now, I think the Palma is the closest thing you can get to this ultra minimalist thing that you carry in your pocket. It's black and white. It's not pulling you in. It's predominantly a reading device. I really like that Light OS follows sort of that Niagara type feel. It's very similar to how I set up my my Palma 1. But the difference here is the light phone can run in dark mode and it look good because it's not e-ink. So you have a black phone running a black OLED UI, and the only thing that's showing is this white text, which I think is kind of interesting. Now, is it gonna have a Kindle app? Probably not. Is it gonna have Readwise Reader? Probably not. But hopefully, maybe one day, it will. So anyway, just thought you may want to know that that exists or will exist soon. I do have a pre-order in on this, and so I will be reviewing it once it's available. But that's like the closest thing in this territory that I find really interesting. I think there are a handful of other like e-ink phone-esque devices, but none are readily available in the US as far as I know. I'm curious, have any of you guys tried other things like that? Jot asks, why not just buy an old flip phone instead? I don't know that I have a good answer to that, other than I don't really miss the flip phone days. I kind of like my candy bar style phone. Honestly, I'm not sure that the light phone is going to be able to replace my iPhone. I like the synergies of the Apple ecosystem. I love that I have shared copy and paste between my messages and my computer. There's a lot of little things that add up. So even this, I don't know if it'll be able to replace the iPhone, but I'm definitely curious about it. And I think this could be really interesting if you have children and you want to be able to get in touch with them, but you don't want this to be something that's constantly pulling them in. I think this could be interesting. And so that's sort of my fallback plan here is if I don't end up adopting this, this could be a good first phone for Charlie. So Linked says, I kind of wish the Light Phone 3 was e-ink. I think it's a nicer form factor than the Palma 3 for reading. Yeah, I do also kind of wish they had e-ink, but I could also see the benefits of it not being e-ink is the faster refresh. I mean, this is kind of the thing that the Daylight Computer has been showing to me. So here, let me turn on my Daylight Computer. So let's jump back. Can you guys see? I didn't mean for this to be a Daylight Computer stream, but so the thing you'll quickly notice when using Daylight Computer, other than that the screen shows lots and lots of fingerprints, let's clean off my fingerprints, is just how fast you can move around. I think I've got pagination set up on this device, so I don't know that this is the best example, but everything just renders so quickly. So let's see. Readwise Reader is not the place to show this. But like I can flip between these pages so quickly. But like for instance, let's open Playlist. So I've been testing Playlist on Android. And so if I go into Playlist on Android, like I can scroll like this. You can't scroll like this on e-ink. It's just not a thing. So just, it's a different experience. Did I manage to crash it? What just happened there? I think I hit a gesture. But like, you can't do that on e-ink. There's just so many apps and experiences that you can do on this that you can't do on this. And on a phone, that has a lot of utility. So I think that's what Light Phone is looking at when they're switching to OLED, is like, I can do stuff like this versus I could do stuff like this. And I don't know where the boundary there is. I don't know which one is right. So who knows? But anyway, I think that's part of their calculus of why they went non-e-ink this time. So Link says, as someone who tried to go minimal, I still needed some of the smartphone things like maps, music, rich text messages. And it's really inconvenient when you don't have those. Yes, especially if you're like traveling for work. The idea of not having good navigation or not having rideshare like Uber or Lyft seems really tough. Like, how do I go on a business trip for work and I can't take an Uber when I'm in a city that I'm not used to and I don't have a rental car? Honestly, I think the Light Phone still maybe suffers from that problem a little bit because I don't think they're going to have those apps. You can do a hotspot, but then at that point, you still need another device. So I don't know. Like, it's still a tricky space of like, I don't necessarily want to use my iPhone all the time, but it's kind of a necessary evil too. And so I don't really know how to solve that just yet, but I am curious to see if there is something there. Okay, so that is the Kindle experience. I guess let's start to give some interim opinions on the Palma 2, because I think we've kind of seen most of what we need to see. This is a refresh with a small r. I think if you were interested in the Palma but never pulled the trigger, and you're still interested in the Palma for Palma reasons, then this is a better Palma experience. It's the same thing, but slightly better. You do not need to upgrade. If you have a Palma 1, do not buy a Palma 2 unless your Palma 1 breaks. I can't see a viable use case where you would need to jump from this one to that one. Unless you just really hate that you have the black one and you want a white one, or vice versa. It's just not that different of a device. So I think that's probably a good place to start to wrap up. I hope this was useful to you. On the horizon there's a new package that showed up. This showed up yesterday. This is the VWoods AI paper. I am not going to be reviewing it today, but I'll probably do a stream on this soon. So that's coming up. Check that out. I think that stream may be tomorrow. Don't know yet. But check out the Knowledge Workers Discord if you haven't. That's the easiest way to get a notification when these things are planned. The other thing that you should take a look at, if you haven't already, is go check out Playlist. So if you go to playlist.day, this is what I've been working on in my free time. So it's a place where you can plan your week and focus on the things that really matter instead of just knocking things off your list, just to find that you didn't make any meaningful progress. So Playlist is designed to help you manage your energy and work on the important stuff when you have high energy, and delay or defer the things you just need to get done that aren't that important to your lower energy time periods. So to focus on one thing at a time, get that one thing done instead of spreading your attention amongst a bunch of different things. It's in beta right now. There's about 50 users using it and a little over 1,000 waiting. Grab your spot in line, and would love to get your thoughts on what you think of Playlist, and hope to make it available to more people soon. Go check it out if you haven't already. And yeah, I think that's probably a good place to stop. Thanks for hanging out. And until next time, cheers.